Right, what's up, Dragon Brood? We're gonna do some fun today. We're gonna play some Azorius Artifacts, try to take advantage of Bunnicorn, but we're gonna see how all this comes together because we might be in for a wild ride here. Now, starting at the top, we do have some Duskro's Reliquary because, we just need to remove some things. We'll have plenty of stuff to sacrifice. Speaking of which, we have a nesting bot, so when it dies, it also makes an additional artifact because part of the deal with this deck is going to be trying to keep as many permanents on the battlefield as possible. Speaking of, Novice Inspector brings an artifact to the battlefield with it. We do have Seam Rip, which is a removal that's also a permanent. Warden of the Sky. This lets us tap all these permanents we'll have and actually see if we can make a bigger creature and get us some better draws. A couple of copies of Case of the Filch Falcon can be a late game kind of bonus to turn something into a bird, which is really cool. And then we have some Spyglass Siren. Again, something that makes an additional permanent, but getting some counters on stuff can be nice. Couple of Synthesizer Lab Ship. This can give us some extra attackers, which is always good. A couple of Soul Guide Lanterns, just so we have something to do against the graveyards. And it still can draw us a card in a pinch. Of course, Regal Bunnicorn that cares about you having a bunch of permanents, which is great. And then we have a Johnny, Outland Chaperone, a cheap card to cast, which is big because the deck only plays 20-21 lands, but this can make you an extra permanent every turn, which is great, and can be used as removal. Zoetic Glyph, obviously good. You turn some of these little creatures, or artifacts I should say, into big creatures, so that actually you can attack. We do have Tezzeret, Cruel Captain, which gives us a few things we can find. As you can see, there's a lot of things that cost 1 in the deck, so that's actually very cool. But it does let us search for an artifact card with mana value 1 or less, which isn't very many things. It is Duskro's Reliquary, Nesting Bot, and I guess Soul Guide Lantern if we need it. Otherwise, we can just put counters on things and kind of go from there and see what happens. We do have Mockingbird as well, so we can copy things, which is very good. And we will see how this all goes. It should be fast games, one way or the other, win or lose. But before we get into those, you know what I got to tell you? If you want to support the channel and save yourself some money, go check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. You can save 5% on everything you get over there if you use my code DRAGON. It's DRAGN. And again, you'd be supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. And I appreciate those of you that have already been doing it. But all right, let's go hop in and see if we can have some fun with this Bunnicorn and see how big it gets. What are we doing with this? I mean, we're keeping it. Let's go with the Inspector first. I would like a blue or white land here. Would be fantastic. Okay, well, damage lands are a little rough, but gets the job done, I suppose. Go ahead and Warden. All the while just pinging ourselves. Do we want a second Warden? Probably not. Just looking at our hand. Because we're either going to Zoetic Glyph or just play an Ajani. One or the other, right? Alright, looks like we're going to play an Ajani. Easy enough. Mostly because it just keeps away, a Kaito or anything like that if we just play an Ajani here. Yeah, we get to save a point of damage. That's nice. Good little bonus feature.
You needn't face this alone.
All right.
Harm no one.
Oh. They are not playing a thing here. Interesting. All right, try to make a token. Why does it feel like they have a counter here? I'm just going to draw a card, I guess. So I don't want to lose the Zoetic Glyph to just some silly counterspell. I think that's just bad. Would they have anything to flash in here? I mean, I guess they could. But it's not really their jam. Oh, a Flood Pit Drowner. That makes sense. Sure, I guess. like, you got me, I suppose. Sure. You get my Johnny. Darn. You did the thing, opponent. Hey, they found another land. That's legit for them. Oh, that's kind of nice. So we can do all the things. We can make another artifact. We can get rid of your Flood Pits Drowner, so fewer shenanigans still. Alright. Not mad at that. Hanging tough against the Dimir Midrange deck. I mean, if they get rid of our 5/4 in any way, we at least get to replace it with something. So we'll see. They're trying to decide what to get rid of here. I think at 9, you still have to get rid of the token. Even if you don't like it, I think the risk is worth it. Because the only thing is worse if I find if it rolls into a Bunnicorn or something, but I mean, I sort of feel like if it does, it does. I need 1 additional mana. Play Soul Guide Lantern. Yeah, now they're checking to be like, you're gonna get rid of the Zoetic Glyph anyway. Like, doesn't matter if I play it now or play it later. That Zoetic Glyph was not gonna make it through the attack step, I'm pretty certain. Yeah, exactly. Like, nobody's surprised by that. Can I do this at instant speed? I tap target. Target creature control gets a bonus? Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Wait, can I not? Oh, only as a sorcery? Gosh dang it. Alright, well, fair enough. Let's see what we get. Hey, Tezzeret. Alright. I ain't mad at that. That is a nice little upgrade.
Soon this system will be mine.
Seems great.
My network is already vast.
Go ahead. Put a counter on the Spyglass Siren. Yep, I'll take a lab ship. And the turn. Oh, I could have given something +1, actually. We just realized that because it was as a sorcery. Alright, opponent's going to pass. Let's go lab ship. What you got? What do we search for here? Some 1/1? Alright. Why not? Sure. You got me with the Tidebinder. You got it. But what we are going to do here is activate this for 1. Tap X artifact. I guess, yeah, we'll just tap Lab Ship. I think that's it. Nah, no. Let's go and do this. Opponent's only at 6. So, if we tap... Oh, that actually doesn't work. I was just thinking... I may end up just tapping Novice Inspector to turn on the Lab Ship and then use the Lab Ship's ability to fly over. I kind of hate this, actually. It's not really where we want to be, but that's okay. Let's just do it for 1. Target here. Tap the Lab Ship. Station the Lab Ship. Put the opponent at 2. And then they have to figure things out from here. Like, you can get rid of Tezzeret, you can draw a card, like... Yeah. Alright, cool. Alright, sure. This is a bit slower with double case, but I think we're alright with this for the most part. I mean, because even if they play something, we can seam rip, case, then see what we draw. See if we get away with a Zoetic Glyph or something. Or just that. That's cool. And we get to turn both cases on. That's nice. Not mad at that at all. All right. Double cases. Solved. Kind of a rare situation. I mean, I still got to get to a third mana to take advantage of things, but in the meantime, not terrible. Pass the turn. Alright. So they're going to draw with the Quantum Riddler. Alright. We need an untapped land here, deck. Ugh, that's close to being correct, but still wrong. I mean, I guess I'm going to crack the Soul Guide Lantern to draw, right? Oh, yeah, I might as well. See if we find a land. We did not. Dang it. That hurts. Alright. Whew, this is bad. This is bad. We had a good start, but this is very bad. Oh, and now they're putting stuff in their graveyard. So, bleh. Couldn't have been worse. This worked out as bad as it possibly could. Well, we find another Soul Guide Lantern, so I guess it's not as bad as it could be. My goodness, what is this game? Sure. Let's turn on the synthesizer lab ship. Let's play a Mockingbird to copy a nesting bot, I guess. Yeah, let's do it for 0. Though I guess I could have copied a lab ship. That's almost worth it, actually. So another Soul Guide Land. We got very lucky to draw that, by the way. And go to the attack step. Turn a clue into an attacker and attack for 2. Haven't done very much considering the way we started this game. But we're still in it. Quantum Riddler, you have it. I just don't know if we can attack fast enough right now is my concern. Like, I don't see where we're going to be able to pull away. But we still got to try. And then we'll go ahead and place Warden. Tap Warden to itself. Can't really tap the Soul Guide Lantern, which is a little tough. We can tap the other artifact. We need a land, so we'll take it. I'm not going to complain there. All right, getting in for 4. That's still something. Possibly get to attack for 6+ next turn. We'll see. I mean, they could also just reanimate or attempt to reanimate, I guess, a Quantum Riddler. Black Sun, we're fine with that. We replace it with 2 1/1s anyway. Oh no, we lose their abilities, so we actually don't. Still fine though. I think we're okay with that. I guess we put this on planes. We will go ahead and activate this. Oh, you know what? That's a little bit silly. I could have put it on the lab ship and attacked with it and still, that was bad. This is Ward 2 anyway. We can get away with this one time. Yeah, that's fine. You got it. Let's replace it with something good. Oh, another one. Nice. That works, I guess. We got our wish regardless. That's funny. I guess sometimes deck just says, no, I don't care. We're not going to lose. I'm sorry for not giving you land. We're going to make it up to you here. I mean, they're at 3. I mean, we can turn one of our artifacts into a bird, so... Sure. I mean, they might have a bunch of removal in hand. We'll find out. All right. End of play you go. I mean, we'd still like an untapped land, so we can try to get more damage in. You know what? Sure. I mean, you have the removal, you have the removal. We're not going to not attack. So, sure. And I'm sure they have it. Like, let's be honest. We're not crazy. Yep, you got it. Go to 2. So that could just a bunch of removal and then Reanimator parts, basically. Winter Night Stories. Yeah, sure. It's not worth us cracking the graveyard yet. Okay. I'm going to make them just deal with our 1/1. Because that's still a thing. Ha! You had the fire magic. Now we have something else we can turn into a 4/4. Let's attempt to put that on a Spyglass Siren. Alright, yeah, we'll leave a Zoetic Glyph up there. Seems good. Do what you will. This Soul Guide Lanter's doing a lot of heavy lifting right now, y'all. Yep, you got it. Opponent's doing everything they can to just keep off these little pesky creatures so they don't die. I mean, you see what's on top of the library. We have more creatures incoming. So you're going to have to keep dealing with stuff here. Ritual Chamber to make a 6/6. And we have a Seam Rip? Hell yeah. Alright. Just to make sure we get to keep attacking. In the turn, I think. Yeah. Opponent might just try to hardcast Winter Night Stories here. Unless they already have a way to get rid of the Novice Inspector. Sure. Seems legit. I mean, they don't really have a way to get rid of our stuff. And if they want to bounce any of it, actually lets us just replay things and get more value. So that's not really in their best interest. They can't turn the room on. Oh, now this is fun. What is this guy? Oh, I need 4 anyway, so I get him to do it. Fun idea, but it doesn't do anything. I mean, attack? I mean, if you have the removal spell, you have it. I ain't nothing about it. Alright, looks like we still got there somehow. I feel like the draw was so clunky and slow. And we didn't see our bigger, we didn't see any of our planeswalkers. We didn't see any of the bunnicorns. Just like nothing. Like we just, I mean, at least we got the Zoetic Glyphs, and that was at least threatening. But man, and we got stuck at 2 mana for so long. If it wasn't for drawing that second Soul Guide Lantern that just kept all of these shenanigans at bay, I don't know if we could have won that game. Opponent's deck looked kind of interesting, but we obviously turned off their graveyard plan. Okay, sure. Let's try it, I guess. Get over with the Spyglass Siren. Let's see what we can do. Do we have a dead Spyglass Siren? No. Opponent's leaving mana up, huh? Well, that's very boring for us, because it's not worth it for us just to play a Warden of the Inner Sky, because it'll just die even if we end up trying to put the counters on it, because unfortunately we can only do that as a sorcery. Can't really respond. So I think we just attack here. See what they do. They're going to waste it? Sure. Alright. Not too mad about that, actually. Of all the things that could happen, that's alright. We can live with that. Hopefully we put a counter on? Okay, sure. So now they have to at least use a 3 damage spell to get rid of the Warden, or 2 smaller spells. Like I say, and it means the Warden can block a 2/2 now, which is great. Love to see it. Alright, let's put this on planes. Play a lab ship. Play a seam rip. Attack for 2. Don't know what type of deck this looks like. I mean, I guess it could be mono red. Yes, there's a percussionist. Torch the tower incoming? Would make sense. Maybe. Or maybe not. Sure. Gonna pump it up. Sure, we take 3. Go to 14. Got more than that? So they don't have removal, they just have pump spells for their creatures. Basically, it's that type of red deck. Which, fair enough. Okay, we have a case. And Tezzeret. I don't know if I really want to waste a seam rip on a Clockwork Percussionist. I'm kind of curious because they didn't play anything else. But yeah, let's go ahead and do it. And then I'll just Tezzeret next turn. Okay. I guess we're still attacking. Okay, well, I guess that could have been worse. I mean, they just have a hand of pump spells and no aggression? Yeah, it looks like it. We've seen this before happen to decks before, though. So not too big of a surprise. What's the best we do with Tezzeret here? Tezzeret, there's really nothing worth copying. So I think we just Tezzeret and then just turn our artifact into a creature, and if they just want to shoot it, I guess they just shoot it. We're not going to be that married to the idea. Oh, it's only if it's an artifact creature already. Never mind, my bad. It doesn't turn the artifact into a creature. All right. Well, next turn we'll have mana. We can draw, we can search, we can do things. I mean, if they get a creature, Tezzeret's dead here anyway, because they obviously have pump spells in hand. So it's going to be play something, pump. I mean, they might be able to just like pump and fling here too. That is a reality we have to prepare for. Okay, if we minus Tezzeret, what can we do? Well, I guess, just trying to think. You know what? Let's do this. I was just trying to think of what cards would be worthwhile to go get here. Probably going to be either Nesting Bot or Synthesizer Lab Ship. I'm going to go get Lab Ship, I think. Not sure this is right, but it's what we're doing. And this is just like if they get us, they get us. Like, we've not really drawn any of our creatures to be aggressive here. So it's just kind of like Sort of just accepting our fate. Matter of fact, while I can turn that into an artifact and attack, I'm not going to because I want to draw with it. Next, and during their end step, I guess. I guess it doesn't really matter when I do it. It's just, I guess we could have done it because there's a chance we could have played a 1-mana thing, I suppose. Especially if it was like Novice Inspector, because then we'd be able to tap stuff to the Warden, so that could have mattered. So it could end up being a mistake, but we'll see. Alright, are we dead? Bring the pain. You've been sitting on the cards, man. This is what you got them for. Yep. And then we're just going to fling it, right? Alright, cool. GG's. Okay, sure. I mean, it's a bunch of 1-mana things, but why not? Like, no reason this can't be a thing. And in this hand, you're going to play a Spyglass Siren turn 1 almost always, just because the following turns mean that you can still play 2 spells, right? Even if we don't find a blue source, we can still play Spyglass Siren plus Nesting Bot, and then we'll start rolling the other stuff out. Question here is, are we going to be able to move fast enough? That I don't know. But we could play this. Go ahead and tap the artifacts. Oh, okay. We'll take a Azorius. Even though I can't cast it yet, I'd rather keep that on top, because we can play a couple of things next turn anyway to kind of set up, potentially. And if we can get enough blockers, well, that's going to be a problem. I was going to say, if we can get enough blockers, we can keep them off of some things, but now stuff gets a little bit complicated. Let's play another Spyglass Siren. Play a Nesting Bot. Let's tap, tap, tap. Okay, we'll leave that. And then tap, tap, tap. And then we can at least attack with a 4/5 now. Man, y'all that probably just started playing in the last year and a half, you probably don't know. Once upon a time, Warden of the Inner Sky was like a legit card that lots of people played with. Sort of fell off in the last year. Yep. New Ouroboros was around the corner. So no surprise there. We knew what we were signing up for. Can we Zoetic Glyph here in a way that makes sense? I probably need to solve the case first. Just, do I want to draw a card in the process or not? I'm trying to think how we get out of this, because we can turn one of these into a flyer next turn, but if they play something as 4 more, Weaver's obviously going to untap, so that's a whole thing. So let's just get in the damage where we can right now. I don't have to tap a clue to sacrifice it, so that should work. Tap one of the maps, tap... yeah, just tap 2 of the maps is fine. Don't need that starting town here, especially since it'll enter tapped. And then I'll tap 1, 2... Novice Inspector. Is there a world where we're actually going to use Novice Inspector? That I don't know. I'm going to put it away, because if we can find a removal spell, we'd probably rather just have that. Alright, go attacking for 6. Okay, end the turn. Now, there is a weird thing here. If the opponent finishes the turn in a way that they would have nothing able to block the Warden, we might be able to find 3 counters to put on the Warden. So that's something else to consider. So we just have to see. Quantum Riddler. Sadly, that does work, and that is a big flyer blocker. Tough. Oh, they're not actually casting it, though. Well, that's... Okay, the ward costs. Great. That's good. They're just going to the end step. So they're not even attempting to attack here to not risk losing the Ouroboros, I assume. Let's go ahead and draw a card. Ooh, a Mockingbird. Man, if we could have gotten untapped land, we'd have had ourselves our own Ouroboros. Oh, that had potential on potential, y'all. We could have really done something, let me tell you. 1, 2, 3. Actually, let me go ahead and play that. We're gonna play the nesting bot anyway. I don't think I'm gonna play Zoetic Glyph. And then I can get 1, 2, only 2 counters. I could get more if I play the Mockingbird on a Spyglass Siren. Which, I mean, I guess it threatens to where they have to block it. Alright, let's just do it. For 0. And then we'll copy a Spyglass Siren. And then we will tap the new Siren. Map. I don't think we need a Flood Farm Verge. Let's go Warden, tap, map, 1 nesting bot, and another map. And then go attacking with Warden, Siren. And that's all we have to attack with. Because if they block one of the 1/1s, they die. They're going to take 2, go to 7. We'll leave 3 blockers black, one being an 8/9, and that's probably okay. Why did I leave the fountain on top? That was a dumb idea. I must have misclicked there talking to y'all. Wasn't paying attention. Alright. Opponent's at 7. I mean, they don't have the mana to Crater Hoof or anything. Yeah, alright. I don't feel like I played that very well. I mean, we won, and it was a weird hand, but I don't know. I mean, Warden was really good in this matchup, and we got a bunch of little things early, which helped, but something just feels off. But either way, you take those wins and you move on. Okay, we have mana. We got different colors. Mockingbird's always kind of a, I don't know what you want to call it, like a wild card on how good it's going to be. Because part of its value is, does your opponent play something worth copying, right? A Seam Rip for later. I mean, I guess we'll attack. Opponent doesn't have anything. Alright, we'll put this on blue. I kind of want to put it on white. I think we'll put it on white. And then we'll go ahead and just play the Spyglass Siren here. And then we have blue and white left in hand that we can use later. And that makes sense. Flood Farm Verge. I don't think we need that. I mean, I guess if we drew a Johnny, that'd be a problem. But, yeah, never mind. No, even a Johnny won't, because I put this on white, so we're fine. What are you doing here, opponent? This feels very suspicious. Alright. What is the opponent doing here? Are we just going to get hit with like a split up? I'm going to test the waters and see if there's a split up here. Actually, if we... No, that doesn't really work, because I have to tap these. Alright. I'm only going to attack for 2 just for a second to see how the opponent feels. If they don't do anything here, then I'm going to assume, I guess, they're on just like mono-white control pile stuff. Okay, that's exactly what this is. Okay. Well, we're only going to get 1 good attack in here then, so... Oh, case not bad, though. Alright, let's tap. Actually, let's not tap that. Let's tap these. And then... doesn't really matter. Alright. I guess I could have tapped the Spyglass Siren and then attacked with the map and gotten more damage in, but... I don't know. The sweeper's coming here anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I think the plan might just be play Filch Falcon, copy... Oh, this is where having one blue is going to be the problem. Yeah, that sucks. Because I could have copied the lab ship. And then after combat, use the 2/2 to then, in turn, turn on our other lab ship, and we'll be able to attack for more damage the following turn. But that's not going to be the case here, unfortunately. Yep, you got it. Yeah, I think this is a case where we just didn't draw enough aggression. I think we're out of it. Yeah, Bunnicorn's just not going to get it done here. I mean, we're still going to go through the motions, but we're probably in pretty rough shape. And the opponent hasn't had to use very much removal either, so that's the other problem. Yeah, I'll trade, I guess. Don't love it, but gotta do something. But yeah, anything they have here is gonna be a problem. Realistically, even if it's just another Caretaker's talent, because then they just copy the token, draw 2 cards. Like, that's bad. Split up, get rid of our Bunnicorn. Oh, Starcade Pin. Yeah, that makes sense too. Yep. It all tracks. I mean, either way, this is a matchup I don't think we should win regardless. Like, a bad draw did not help at all. And with the opponent at 10, we're just not going to get there. Because they're also 1 land away from just being able to sack the Pinnacle and get a bunch of tokens. So unless they draw absolutely nothing and we just draw straight heaters, and that is not one of them, we are in a bit of trouble. Let's only copy a creature. Yeah. And then they're about to get the Overlord back. Yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and concede here. We're not winning this one. We can pack it up. All right, we got the Bunnicorn, so we're going to keep. So funny that that's the decision. Like, we got Bunnicorns keeping. You know, sometimes it is that easy, though. Let's go ahead and Spyglass Siren. The fun part is, if the first Bunnicorn gets dealt with, they may at least go Bunnicorn into case. And that's something. Oh, we got triple Bunnicorn. Well, that'd be a thing. Attacking for 1. If this is just Boros tokens, our Bunnicorns might get too big for them to deal with. Because we're going to be looking at like a lethal stack of Bunnicorns in 2 turns. Well, Seam Rip's also good. But we're just going to go bigger. Just say you got to deal with these. I mean, they might have Shelter or something. If so, we at least have Seam Rip. I mean, there's a lot happening here. Werefox. That's cute. I mean, here's the problem for them, though. You're going to be in a situation that you're going to have to block with the Werefox soon. Yeah, leaving a creature back. That makes sense. I would have done the same. Ooh, Synthesizer Lab Ship. Let's see. If we remove their 2/2, they take 7 if they don't block. Yeah, I like the way that sounds. I mean, obviously Headliner's its own problem, but we have 7/7s. What are they going to do? Yep, block and give us an 8/8. Triple Bunnicorn is kind of absurd when it hits. Yeah, even a split up doesn't do much here because you either leave us with 2 8/8s or an 8/8 and a 1/1. Yeah, I mean, you do what you got to do to stay alive. Yeah, you got to get rid of a Bunnicorn. And then you're just blocking, and giving us one back. So it's like, sure. I'm just going to play Lab Ship here. Yeah, all right. Yeah, the goal there was just going to play Lab Ship so we could solve the case. Probably get rid of the headliner, attack, and then the opponent's in a situation, if they do have a sweeper, that turn they still would have taken at least, what would that have been, 9, 10? And they're at 1, so then we can just turn one of these on and fly over for the win. So yeah, pretty easy peasy. I wasn't thinking about how it would do against that. But honestly, I think if we get a different part of the deck, then this is probably more of an even matchup. But when you get the Bunnicorns, and by, what was that, turn 3, they were already like 6 6s or 7 7s. Like, the Boros deck's gonna have trouble dealing with that for sure. You know, there was something I didn't think about while we were playing this, but this is kind of a budgety, you know, Azorius deck in a lot of ways. Like, if you wanted to play this in paper outside of the lands, which you probably want the, like, shock lands and the verges anyway, you could probably build this fairly cheaply and take it to your local store and play. So that's actually kind of sweet. Something I hadn't considered. What would I do here to change this up? Here's what's funny. I don't really have a lot of luck with Tezzeret, but this is actually a pretty reasonable Tezzeret deck if you wanted to play it. So that's something worth considering. Most of the other cards I think I was okay with. I think I would swap a land, though, for a Fountain Port. I think that could be better. Partly because, one, we make a lot of tokens that we can sacrifice to draw cards if necessary. But also, just making another 1/1 sometimes is good enough in this list, right? Just having one more creature or creating a treasure that you can turn into something with a Case of the Filch Falcon, right? Because you're an artifact short. Or with the Zoetic Glyph or something like that. So I'd swap that up. Mana-wise, it's a little tough because you want to have something else in there that's a colored mana because we're not playing very many. There's 20 lands, but I think we only got stuck one time that felt bad. So, and it makes sense if you look at the deck, right? Basically, everything's 1 and 2. Really, everything's 1. And then there's, what, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or actually 8, 9, 10, 11 cards that cost more than 1. And even then, 3 is the max. So you don't need a lot of mana in this deck. But yeah, I don't know what I would switch here. There were times, like, sometimes wanted another Seam Rip, sometimes wanted another Tezzeret. I really, if anything, swapping something out for another Tezzeret. And it's surprising hearing that from me because I struggle with Tezzeret decks. They just have bad luck for me. But I think in this list, mostly because you can go get Dark Rose Reliquary and go get your Soul Guide Lantern in a couple of matchups. I think those cards are going to be very key. So if you don't have an Ajani, for example, go ahead and play a Tezzeret in its place. I think you'll be pretty happy with that. But overall, yeah, this was fun. I don't think I'd say it's gangbusters, but it was like 57% or whatever. So sure, you know, I think you can win a fair amount of games with this. You could ladder up with it. There's some matchups you're just going to run over. There's going to be others that you're going to struggle a bit where you're going to need to hit your Planeswalkers. But you do get a little bit of resistance against the board sweepers, right? Where you have Zoetic Glyph, or you can sit on the Case of the Filch Falcon, so you can immediately have a 4/4 to attack with, right? So there's a few tricks here that this deck has up its sleeve, which I think are really nice. But yeah, link's going to be over on Moxfield if y'all want to give it a go, try something different, you know, because Bunnicorns are cool. But that's all of you for now. We'll see you next time.